What's going on, YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. But this is a new video. As you can see here, I'm doing a tier list. Alright, so for today's video, we are going to be doing a tier list based on the recommendations that YouTube's AI gives me. So, I'm just over here managing my channel, doing everything that I have to do to, I don't know, keep myself afloat. So in YouTube Studio, you can go to your content, and then you see all your stuff here. Then you can go to inspiration, and it has an AI that injects stuff based on your channel. And see, like this is what I'm talking about, bro. You have SPV3 co-op, exploring multiplayer with friends. I can already debunk that, but we'll get into it. I'm not doing any of these because I already have. Oh, but these are kind of good though. Alright, so for the first one we have here, I think it's 2025 ranking scariest horror moments. Well, so far on the channel, I don't know if it's considered a horror game, but Indigo Parallel, that scared the balls out of me. Do I let it touch me? Oh. I mean, there's Little Nightmares 3. I haven't played it yet, but it looks kind of fire. So I'll put this at an A tier. Just because, I mean, horror this time around, like in 2025. Silent Hill F. How could I forget that? So I'm gonna put it at a B just because of that. B. No, I'm kidding. Hey, horror has been very good for this year, but yeah, that's about it. I don't play a lot of horror games on this channel. I did for like a little bit, but that was Fortnite, so go figure. Alright, so for the next one, I think it was something like tactical gaming adapting to modern warfare scenarios. Now, I'm kind of confused as what it means by that. I'm gonna assume that just means like modern warfare stuff. And adapting to modern warfare scenarios, I'm gonna just say, no, this is trash, bro. What do you mean by that? Analyzing the most disappointing game endings. This is a great one. Off rip, S tier. It's about the most disappointing game endings of today. Now, if I can throw one in there, BO6. Yeah, honestly, recently I've been seeing a lot of disappointing game endings. There's BO6. Respectfully, I don't mean that in like a terrible way. It was cool, little mind bending, but like at the same time, the antagonist, I already forgot her name. That's how not memorable she was. At the end of the game, they had us like sympathizing with her brainwashing. And then I don't know if this counts as 2025, but like last year, MW3, Call of Duty has been giving us some terrible endings recently. Alright, so as of recording this, this had me thinking, you know what other game had us sympathizing with the antagonist? The Last of Us 2. Tell me about that ending. What do you think of that? Yeah, I don't know, just drop comments. What's the worst game ending you've ever seen? Ooh, crafting custom Halo maps, a journey. I'll put this at like an A tier. Now, I do have some history making Halo maps. Halo 5 is a big one. So for Halo 5, I wouldn't say I was popular, but I definitely did get double digits numbers up there, like 20s stuff. People, like maybe a handful of people playing some maps. For the most part, the only maps that I did make were, well, one of them was just like, I'm not saying like one, but like a category of it. Were just like random joke maps that people could just like mess around with script stuff. But one of them actually did really good. It was like a remake of Haven from Halo 4, but I tried to make it like UNSC themed, so it was all metal, it had railings, and it was like way out of the map. So you had it like in a cliffside. I thought it was like the coolest thing ever because it was a glitch. It's a glitched map. It works perfectly. I even had the weapon spawns down. It's dope, but like again, it's on the side of a untextured cliff overlooking some water. So exploring the lore behind bizarre weapon attachments. If we're thinking of Call of Duty, I'll give it like C. There's not really lore when it comes to COD attachments. It's just been, here, let me drop a cool idea onto the board and then put it in the game. There's really no lore when it comes to Call of Duty weapon attachments that I know of, so I can't really explore it. So we're just gonna leave it here. This one's pretty cool, actually. Hold on, put that in an A tier. It's fuel rod gun versus energy sword. SPV3 though. If we're talking about Halo, then I could tell you about that. But SPV3, let me just get this straight. There's no fuel rod gun. There is a fuel rod gun technically, but it's not like the fuel rod gun that we know. But it's not like the fuel rod gun. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's a hunter fuel rod gun, and that counts, but the energy sword isn't an actual weapon that you can use. Because in the Arbiter's campaigns, he has an energy sword as a flashlight, which is one, that's weird, and two, it's not infinite battery. It actually drains, but it recharges. So that's really cool. And it does a ton of damage, but you have to have like, you have to be right in their face. It's melee. So yeah, it's mostly a one shot, but against most enemies you're gonna die before you even get close. So I would say the fuel rod gun works a lot better, but it has a charge, so that could kill you. And plus it doesn't do as much damage as the energy sword. So you're gonna be shooting a lot. So if I was to rank the fuel rod over the energy sword, I would say fuel rod gun over energy sword. But if this was regular Halo, then it would definitely still be a fuel rod over energy sword. But situation wise, you see, the fuel rod gun, it needs a little bit of travel time before it actually reaches like an explosive point. So what I mean is, there's like, let's say right here, you shoot it, and then when it reaches to about here, it starts to flare up, and then it's just gonna explode when it hits something. But if you hit it anywhere between this point, it's gonna bounce. Just like my boy Agent Washington said,
"What the hell? It bounces? Who designs a gun that bounces? This is the worst gun ever. Of all..."
So yeah, close range, unless you're trying to like shoot the ground or shoot the wall or something, get a direct point hit right there and it's gonna hit. But yeah, it sucks at close range because of that bouncing. Pause. The future of immersive gaming. I don't know what you want me to say about that. C tier? Cause like, immersive gaming. When's the last time we've had an immersive game? Quote unquote. Because they say immersive gaming. Now, I guess that could just mean like sounds and stuff, but like, that's about it. We haven't had anything crazy. I feel like it's just gonna be the same. More visuals, more sounds. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Okay, this is the future of tactical gaming 2026. What? If I had to predict this, I would just say it's gonna be the same. Or maybe a little better. Maybe, like, I don't know. We had better games in like 2012. You know what? D tier. That sucks. That's a bad video idea because you can't predict that. hilarious game logic fails. Okay, I don't know if you want me to. I think it's a montage video, so like, drop a montage on your head. And
Ouch.
B tier. It's cool. It might be funny to some people, but I don't know. I don't really experience a lot of game logic fails unless you're playing a really bad game. Black Ops 6. Exploring lore in obscure sci-fi games. I like that. And if I had to explore lore, I'm not gonna go on a big thing or anything. I'm just gonna drop a little bit of lore on you. So if you guys have been on my channel before, you'll know about Signalist. If you're new to the channel, then you don't know about that because I've taken down the series. Let's take a look. Let's take a little gander. Gander? Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Episode. Hey guys, this was in 2023. I wonder if we can borrow a key. Are they telling me to kill these guys? Yes, they are. Got a key on you? Man. Maybe? See, like, it's... Oh, dude, this game... Oh my god, this game is amazing. Should I bring these videos back? They're like an hour long each, though, with, like... There's one video where I did the least amount of editing. I just did like cuts and stuff. I feel like that's the only reason I took these down. These videos were so long with very little editing. And to the point you're just kind of just watching, I don't know, just raw gameplay. Unless you want that, leave it down below. Like, if you want this stuff. It's just, there's barely any editing. I don't know if that's considered entertaining to you guys. For me, it kind of isn't because, like, I'm just watching gameplay. It's cool, but I don't know. Comment down below. Alright, now the reason I was here. Signalist. I need to stare at a picture of Elster. Let me just stare at a picture of her lesbian ass. Signalist is a game that takes place in a very like future setting, like sci-fi setting. There's like, it's been so long though. So the main plot of the game is that you play as a replica, which is an android, like a humanoid android that is basically just meant for like labor work. She was like a combat engineer. She's obviously put on a ship with Ariane to engineer the ship. But the only thing here is that she has like war background. She's also like, you know, recon something. You play as Elster, LSTR 512, and she goes into like Sierpinski, which is like a mining facility where she's trying to find Ariane Young. While she's looking around, you notice you've got some like Silent Hill stuff going on. And that's the reason for it. Because of the bioresonance that like leaked into Sierpinski because of Ariane, I think. Yeah, so Ariane, she was like a bioresonant human, or gestalt as it's called. So like as she was dying on the ship, okay, it's branching too much. Hold on, we gotta stay on topic. So she's going to Sierpinski to find her wife, and that's about it. And then she finds out, oh god, there's weird stuff going on here. I have to kill everything. And then, oh no, you don't have to kill everything. You have to kill your wife.
What?
No, but that was her promise. That is the big drop at the end. Remember our promise. Oh, but it said it's here. She remembered the promise later in the game because of notes and stuff, like game lore drop. Like I was saying, Silent Hill stuff. So when they drop all the lore at you on the end, you have a choice. Give up or something, and then you don't keep the promise, and then the cycle continues. That's what happens. The cycle continues over and over again until Ariane dies. So when she remembers the promise, she she kills Ariane, and then it's over. She dies. The end. Sierpinski, everyone's dead anyways, so very bittersweet ending. And then you have the other one, you give up, and then you have to do it all over again. But then there's the cool ending, which is finding a bunch of secret radio waves to find keys. And then these keys open the secret safe inside of one of the ending rooms. And the secret safe has another secret, which goes into another secret, and then it goes into something else. And then you're met with probably the most coolest, but like very, I don't know, confusing cutscenes in the whole game. You have like this little gemstone, and then it's like around a grave, and it's like each Elster that you played as throughout the game. And I believe those Elsters just kind of represent like the amount of attempts that Elster has gone to, like, I don't know, just figure out what's going on. Because it's actually, I believe it's canon. She dies multiple times. She's relentless. She needs that wife, bro. Yeah, as I said, cutscene, you have the gravestones, and then it goes to them dancing in the room, but as their current selves. So you have like armored Elster dancing with sick, dying Ariane. But they're not dying, because they get to dance together for the rest of their lives, for eternity. And it's kind of just like some peaceful ending, I guess. It's very up to interpretation, but yeah. Now to go off into the branch that I was talking about earlier, the bioresonance was caused by Ariane because of what happened on the ship. Now this is the sad part. This is where the really sad stuff comes in. Ariane was, I don't want to say she was like abused, but definitely in their like dystopian lifestyle in the future. No, people were not nice to her. In an attempt to leave her lifestyle, she ran away from home and joined the military, and then joined a program which I think was called the Penrose program or something. I don't know for sure, because I don't remember. I'm just going off like bits and pieces in my brain right now. She runs away from home by taking a program on the Penrose, was the ship. Penrose 512, I think. And then there's also like, I don't want to call her a defect, because I don't think she was a defect, but she's paired up with Elster, who is like a combat engineer, recon trooper replica thing. So they're together, and it's kind of just like, oh yeah, we gotta work together. Elster's kind of just doing her job, going around the ship, inspecting everything like every day. But then things start getting freaky. Because it's so boring on a tiny ship with maybe like 6 rooms, Ariane gets a little creative. She starts doing stuff like, I don't know, painting, growing a plant, like just doing like life stuff. And she tries to make friends with Elster, who at first, you know, she's just some like all about duty kind of thing. So she's not really like sure, she'd probably be like nice. But if I had to guess, she's very like, you know, serious. She's a very serious woman. So like at first, it's just, you know, all work area, and I'm not gonna be messing with you, bro. And then that's it. They start getting nice with each other. It gets to a relationship standpoint. I think you guys remember. Well, I mean, I just said I took it down, so you probably won't remember if you're new. I had quite a reaction when finding that out.
Hey, Ariane. Elster! You're up. Yeah, I'm up. Whoa, are they bro!
Then this is where the sad part comes in. I said this is the sad part. Now is the sad part. The ship has been drifting for cycles. At this point, they're probably running out of rations. The ship is deteriorating, and I think even like the radiation from the core is starting to like break down. So the ship is essentially just becoming like dead. And not only this, but Ariane is a gestalt. She's human. So in an attempt to save her, I think, I don't really know what happened, but they put her in cryosleep. Halo 3 moment. But as she's in cryosleep, and as she's dying, her bioresonance starts tweaking out. And all her wild Silent Hill-esque lesbian dreams come true. And I'm sorry I keep rubbing the word lesbian into this, but God, that's what they are. So what can I say, man? It's her dreams. I could have just said that, but her bioresonant dreams bleed into reality, which, you know, cause the whole signalist. You're playing the game now. You're playing her dreams. This is her dream. And it happens over and over again until Elster can remember the promise or do something special to stop the cycles, basically. The cycles of the loop of Signalis. Not the cycles of, like, the actual real timeline, which is them drifting off into space and dying. Because that's so sad, but it's the real timeline. But because of pure love and will, they get to live together in Ariane's brain because she's such a bioresonant goddess or something. But yeah, obscure lore of an obscure game. Because Signalis is an indie game, not a AAA title, so it's popular, I guess, but not so popular to where everyone knows about it. What is this, man? Mastering SPV3 co-op is this one. F tier immediately. I said I was going to debunk it at the beginning, but I'll debunk it now. SPV3 means single player version 3. The only reason that it hasn't been co-op for as long as it's existed is because it was meant to be single player. It even has its own launcher, which doesn't have landlines, or whatever it's called. Predicting next-gen graphics, they just get better, so C tier. I don't know what you want me to say. What? Recreating famous movie gunfights in Gmod. I mean, that'd be cool, but A tier. That's cool. You know what? Show up a recreation right now that I did in about like 2 hours. Alright, that's cool. So, A tier. You know what? Might even put S tier. That was pretty cool. Nah, A tier. Doesn't deserve S tier. Showing my Roblox profile and Friday Night Bloxxin journey. B tier? Why would I do that? You know what? Let's do it right now. Alright, guys. So, here's my profile. Yeah, this is actually a newer account. I did have an older account, which was on Xbox, that I couldn't link to anything else, so that's why I had to make a new one. So I don't know, if you guys want to friend me, I guess that's my name, Honored Colossus. And if you need a visual on what that is, let's search that up. All right, there you guys go. This is me. It's not me, like, I'm not built like that. Look at this guy, man. I was like this enemy type. Because one, heavy weapons guy. And then plus in Destiny 2, they give them a cool, like, rail gun. Look at that thing, man. But they mostly have the minigun. They're freaking tanks. They got these big old Titan shoulder pads, big old headshot spot, but they have so much health and so many moves. It's cool. Like, if this guy was in some like Battlegrounds game, that would be awesome. He's got the stomp move with the shockwave. He's got the shooting. He can shoot rockets from his back that will track you and blind you and slow you down. And his railgun does the same thing. It slows you down once you get hit with it. So that's extremely cool. Honored Colossus, that's my name. And Oh My Chicken Nuggets is my nickname because that was my old name from Xbox. Best name I ever came up with when I was like I was like 11 when I made that name. Alright, and I know you guys are looking at this avatar and you're like, why are you Sonic? Why does Sonic look like this? Well, here's your answer. Alright guys, welcome to Friday Night Bloxxin, a game that I have played a lot, as you can see, and I don't know about a journey, so, as you can tell, tall, lanky boy, because that's what Sonic Rewrite is. And the only reason I'm not showing the whole mod is because it's a great mod. You guys should play it. I'll link you in the description. Alright, can I enter the stage? So this is Friday Night Bloxxin. If you haven't played it, it's Friday Night Funkin', Roblox edition. But the cool thing about this one is that they actually include, you know, like stuff with the mods. So, let's go with one of my favorites that I have saved.
3, 2, 1, go!
See, I got that supersonic stuff going on. It's just Friday Night Funkin'. That's all it is. And I don't really talk a lot when playing these games, but I can work on it. That's something I need to get better at. I missed already? No way. Wait, hold on. Nah. We need to retry. I missed? Hark?
3, 2,
Heart.
1, go!
Is this the Christmas song? It is! This song's 3 minutes long. Does he have more notes? It's like cold, so my hands are frozen too. That's one thing I hate playing these games. My hands are, when they freeze, it's kind of hard. I don't know the words to this song, but insert it. Nope, bro. Like, that's literally that Christmas song. Experiencing some lag. What was that? Aw, I missed. I missed again. Oh. Like, what is this? Where does it come from? It's like Christmas mod. What? Okay. And that is Friday Night Bloxxin, guys. I'm not going to be playing anything else. Creating my sci-fi game loadout. What sci-fi game can I use to make a loadout? I don't know. That's kind of mid. C tier. The truth about SPV3's bad reputation. B tier. If I'm being honest, the only bad reputation that I know, I'm not a dev, so I don't know. But the only bad reputation I remember is people saying that the mod is like it changes too much things. Sound design terrible, animations are terrible. This is them, not me. I love the game, honestly. But one thing I can agree with, it's hard.
Hey, yep.
The game is hard. It adds a lot of things that weren't in original Halo CE, so it's gonna be hard. But yeah, the only reason it has better reputation is just because of when it was made. It's kind of old. It's an old mod. It was updated a couple times, but it's old. It's like I forgot when it started development, but it's a really old game now. Custom Edition has been a thing since like Halo 2 came out. SPV3's controversial past? I'm not a dev. I don't know any of this stuff. Again, SPV3 co-op. You can't play co-op on SPV3. Even if I wanted to. You know, I think I'm starting to realize the only reason I'm getting SPV3 content right now recommended is because it's my most viewed video. I'm not mad about it, but at the same time, YouTube, can we just not farm my most popular stuff? Actually, no, that's kind of what it's supposed to do. So SPV4 is what this is called. What do we know? The SPV4 is not going to be made. I think there was a joke about it a long time ago, but they just updated the game. SPV3 Halo 2 is not official, but it's like fan made by fans of SPV3. So go figure. I guess that's SPV4. Unpacking gaming lore, ENA Dream BBQ Theories. S tier. I can't wait for chapter 2, but if I had to theorize anything based off what other people have been saying about, I don't know, Soldier ENA, because people are saying like something about her hat resembling some like military uniform, and obviously the scene, like multiple scenes with guns and bullets. It's cool, which we haven't seen yet in chapter 1, but except for the bullet raining part, that one was cool. So this is my cap. But yeah, there's been theories about her being like a soldier, and one big theory that I like is that she's dead. Sounds weird, but just hear me out. I only say this because the first part she ends up in, and it's like a hospital bed, someone said, in like a sense, take the guy floating in the sky, bars. They said something about him being like the doctor, because she's injured, so she's in the bed. And then they said the reason the game is so like random, obscure, talking about like, I don't know, bathroom. But there are weird dreams that happen between living and dying, if that makes sense. You are dying, but you're still alive. And when you're asleep, you have like almost like lucid dreams. And clearly, Dream BBQ is a lucid dream. But then again, it is Joel G, so he's gonna make whatever is cool. Unpacking the oddest shooter Easter eggs. They really like to use the word unpacking. Oddest Easter eggs. Man, I guess I'll just put that in B. Oddest Easter eggs. What can I think of off the top of my head? Well, I've thought of two so far. Unseen glitches of multiplayer maps. Or forgotten multiplayer maps, my bad. This is kind of bad. Because, you know, people know a lot of glitches anyways. There's not a new one that I can show up. But of forgotten multiplayer maps. Yeah, for multiplayer games, I can't really tell you a lot. Because, you know, I don't really follow glitches a lot. What happens when game AI breaks? It breaks. S tier. What if enemies reacted to headshots differently? They react differently. S tier. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I don't know. They kind of do that already. What if? See, like, if it says what if, so it's kind of bad, but at the same time, it's like, what if we said why enemies react to headshots differently? And then compare games and stuff. See, that's a good idea. Yeah, it's a thing. They obviously, my head, my eye, It's in any game. They get shot in the face, they're gonna react. Yeah, like Destiny, like I was saying. With the Colossus. Shoot him in the head a couple times, he gets staggered. He can't do anything. What if games had honest trailers? That's an S tier. If games had honest trailers, let's take Call of Duty for example again. I'm gonna keep beating up Call of Duty, man. They're notorious for this stuff. But their trailers have always been like epic, over the top music videos since back then. And like, just, man, if they were like honest, just gameplay, because I think Black Ops 2, they really just had like a gameplay video as the trailer. But if we really did just that with no over the top scripted fights, man, would it actually be like, just send you for a loop. Like, what would you be getting into? Alright, and I hate to break it here, guys, but that's not it. I want more. So I guess we could do these ones. SPV3 co-op, exploring multiplayer with friends. That's a F tier. Halo SPV3 2025, how to download and play. Oh my god. Alright guys, so finally, for the people that have been asking, I will show you how to download SPV3 now. Okay, so I wouldn't recommend any of these other ones because, you know, they're not like really just that. I would go here to the original, and here it is, SPV 3.3.0 release. Click that. And also, I think you can run Reddit as a guest, but if you don't, sign in. Yeah, they have a download right there for framework stuff to run the game, at least. Make sure you download that. There's a whole Q&A here. Literally everything you need is here. Everything you need is here. It's not that hard to go on Google, search it up. There it is. Just come on, guys, use your brains, man. Ranking modern shooters worst gun sounds. That's actually an S tier. That's a pretty good video. Roblox profile revealed. Play with me. I already revealed my profile, so there you guys go. Honor Colossus again. Self-promotion. I'm Sonic. Oh, well, this said revealed, so let's look at my inventory, bro. I got a bunch of weird stuff in here. You know what? Reveal myself. I will reveal myself. Let's look at all the avatars that I've made. Starting at the very bottom. Alright, I'm just going to cut off the left side. You guys won't get spoilers. You're only going to see who's here. And you see we have Sonic. Yep. But not any Sonic. This is not the Sonic that you know and love. Because he's got that look in his eyes. Alright, but starting off. First one. Boom. Don't look at me like that. See, you try being a teenager. What's the first thing you would do when given money on Roblox? Given that you have free internet access, what would you do? Oh, I know what you would do. You would make this. You would make the coolest Atom Smasher. This is what I did. The first thing that I bought on Roblox was to recreate that tactical bunny girl thing. And then it morphed into this. And these aren't even all my outfits that I used to have. I deleted a couple. Because one, I didn't use them anymore, and they're taking up a slot on which you'll see that I could be using for other cool stuff. But I had to save this one. And I'm saving it for two reasons. One, I mained it a lot. For maybe about like 3 months I was using this outfit. And two, it's kind of that Battlegrounds game outfit that you use. That people will be like, oh bro, you're a gooner or something. It's not the reason I made it. I only made it because I thought it's really simple and it looks cool. Plus, this is also an outfit, if you guys don't remember, on that other channel that I was with all my friends. That was also not English. But the other channel that I made with my friends, I edited a video that we thought I'd just upload on there because, you know, let's add some content. Lo and behold, something happened where I had to 1v1 someone on Jujutsu Shenanigans, and this is the outfit I was wearing. Because I beat him, I had to save the outfit. Alright, so the next outfit.
Good grief, he's naked!
Alright, next we have a grapple pilot from Titanfall 2. With a little bit of added sprinkles, because usually they don't look all this decked out. They actually do though. I would go into the prices of each of these, but I don't know them off the top of my head, so I'll put them on screen whenever they show up, like in post. Yeah, there you go. That's how much this one costs. Boom. And then Atom Smasher, show that off too. I think I might have put the price already, but right here, that's how much he costs. Alright, for the next one, I made using a bunch of leftover tactical stuff that I had equipped. So as you can see, it's using the same clothes as the grapple pilot, but with a bit more stuff. You got a scarf here, the Atom Smasher neck thing. He's got a backpack, like a belt and stuff. And then here's the main attraction though. The helmet. We have a mask with the helmet, and you got the stuff on it with the big old goggles. And then another thing made with leftover tactical stuff. You have this guy. He's got a sword. He's cool. Alright. Epic. More epic stuff. You have Teto. But not, this is a Synth V Teto, not the classic Utao. Probably not even that expensive, but the price will beg to differ. Alright, here's a parody off of one of my friends. Yeah, his main outfit looks kind of like this, except he has different pants and he has a different shirt on. That's the only thing, because we did this thing where we all copied his outfit, but just did a twist on it. So, alright, we have gender bent Megami Sukuna. Not regular Sukuna, because I don't know why I didn't do regular Sukuna, but Megami Sukuna, because the adaptation wheel.
Oh, hey! I'm glad you showed up for our yoga session. I've been looking forward to spending time with you.
It starts with
one thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know, time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock takes life away. It's so unreal. Didn't look out below. Watch the time go right out the window. Trying to hold on to didn't even know I wasted it all just to watch you go. I kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to be will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard and got so far.
Alright, here's a gender bank UG that I just bought off someone else, actually. That's the funny thing about this one. I copied it off someone else in Avatar Catalog Creator, and I thought it was cool. So something about it is that it kind of just, it worked with this, despite it not being the same character, but it works. Alright, this is an original character, actually. I think her name is Charlie. But I only say think because I don't really develop these characters enough like other people do when making Roblox OCs, but this is Charlie. She's she's a Oni high school student, and she's really good at the baseball team. The only reason I made it is for two reasons. I was really good using what's his name? Metal Bat in the strongest battlegrounds, and that's why. So Charlie is a Metal Bat main. I forgot why I made this, but yeah, tactical sword woman ninja thing. Alright, here's where we get into the really cool stuff, bro. This is where all my slots went into Dragon Ball content. We have Super Saiyan 2 Kefla. Drop the bunny on that, right up there. That's where the money is. See how much that costs? That's how much it costs. Ultra Ego Vegeta. It just gets better as it goes. Then we have Base Vegeta. But then this is where it starts going in order. Super Saiyan Vegeta. And then we don't have any other forms here. We don't have Super Vegeta because, well, you know, they deleted that stuff. And we don't have Majin Vegeta either. Because I kind of thought that was a waste of money. Even though it is kind of like a different form. It's just him in Super Saiyan 2, but with Majin. It's cool. But I didn't want to waste money on that. And then we have Super Saiyan God Vegeta. Honestly, I messed with the red hard. Or that red hair color. I really wish they could have developed Super Saiyan God more in the anime, at least. The manga, oof, beautiful. So much could have went into it. Because of this. Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. Or for short, just call it Super Saiyan Blue. Nothing to write home about. But then Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Evolved. Or Super Saiyan Blue Evolved. He has the darker blue hair. He's got the shiny stuff going on. He's got the aura. He can't see. He's so blinded by his own beauty. And we even have the cracked armor in that scene from the anime. And then we move on to the main attraction, dude. Goku. And then you have Super Saiyan Goku. The only thing that I really hate about these avatars is that the faces weren't made by the same person, because the person who made most of the faces don't make any that match with the hair. So, kind of sad. Then we have Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku. And then for some reason I didn't make Super Saiyan God before Super Saiyan Blue. But, yep, there it is. Super Saiyan God, Goku. But it gets better. And I didn't make Super Saiyan 3 before I made those ones, so Super Saiyan 3. But then, cue the music. This is Ultra Instinct Sign, or Omen, whatever you want to call it. The coolest form that he used. And sadly, I can't make or I haven't been able to make Super Saiyan Master, or no, what? Damn! I haven't been able to make Mastered Ultra Instinct because they deleted the shirt that I made. Or, well, I didn't make it, but that I bought. I think it's because it has Goku's nipples out. And then we take a break from Dragon Ball because I made 2P from Nier, or Soul Calibur originally. And originally she was supposed to have a face, but the face is no longer available. And we also have her when she's damaged. So 2P, but self-destruct. If you know, you know. But then cue the music, because the coolest thing is about to happen right now. Vegito with the price tag again. And by far, I really like Vegito, but it gets better with matching faces and hair. It's amazing. Super Vegito. But then it gets better. Vegito Blue! Alright, and then drop the fusions, guys. Just unfuse real quick, because we gotta fuse again. Boom! Gogeta. He doesn't have nipples, so that's probably why the shirt is still here. But then, the goated form. And I guess if you guys want, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. But who cares? It was in the movie. And now we go to one of my favorite parts of my childhood, watching GT. Guys, hate me if you want. I love GT. It was cool. What can I say? Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. With his extremely tight pants. Like, it's weird, but it's cool. But guess what they're about to do? That's right. They fuse into Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I haven't been able to make not Gogeta. That's a whole different character. But Vegito Super Saiyan 4. Because 1 didn't happen, which would have been cool. And 2, yeah, I didn't really want to make it. But then you have the bully. The bully of Dragon Ball right here in R6 form. It's amazing. What can I say? And then it gets worse. Oh, Sonic? No. Broly. In his beefed up form. This scares all the kids in the games. They tremble in fear when they see Broly. I don't know why he's like leaning back. This is Broly. And then we take a break from all the cool stuff. You guys have a tactical Ellen Joe. Yes, Ellen Joe from Zenless Zone Zero. But tactical, so she has like gear stuff with a cool little custom face too. This is when they added the like the custom face moving stuff. So I could actually move the toothpick to the mouth where it looks like a lollipop. Yeah. Little creative stuff I got going on there. But then we go back to cool stuff. Where's his hair? Oh, there's his hair. There we go. Jetstream Sam. But kind of a cheap version. I say cheap, but I feel like the price tag begs to differ. And then we have the part when he goes sicko mode. And he starts charging up, and he goes crazy with the damage, and the part where he might kill you a lot in the game. And then it gets worse, because the final boss of the game, but like as cheap as possible, is here. This is actually the joke, because I was trying to make it as cheap as possible, but still have Senator Armstrong. And then there you have Senator Armstrong with his nanomachines. And then we take a break. Stop, bro. Stop. Stop judging. Look. I thought it was cool. And a little cute. Sorry for using that word. But. Alright guys, so excuse what's going on with her outfit. Excuse that this could get me moderation banned. But it hasn't, because Roblox really likes this stuff, and I'm not really doing anything with it. This is probably one of the most developed OCs that I made, but her name is Susie. Do what you will with that, I don't care. And she is basically just a waitress, or not a waitress, but she's a bartender at a nightclub. That's about it. And she's really mean to her patrons because, as you can tell by her eyes, she's tired of her job. But, alright, enough with the gooner stuff, because we're going to epicness again. Turleys from the Tree of Might. Right here. Price tag, drop it on your forehead. And we did get Ultra Instinct in here. Perfected Ultra Instinct Goku with the punch. And then we have just something that I usually made. A little calm stuff. This isn't really a character, but it's kind of just some avatar. And then we have an Urban Shade Trooper from Pressure. Except without the backpack, because I couldn't afford it back then. But here he is in all his glory. Back to the epicness, because we have Kefla when she is fused but in base form. And then we kind of just have another character. Alright, so I didn't really develop this character either, kind of like I did who was it, Charlie? But this is just Emmy. Best thing I could tell you is Gyaru High Schooler. Back once again with Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Or as he likes to say, Ultra Vegeta 1! And then boom. You also have Kaioken times 20. And then you have the scariest avatar I've ever made, bro. Freaking divine beauty over here. You have fused Zamasu. And you also have the manga version. When he gets all angry and stuff. Alright now guys, hear me out. But this isn't really an OC character. It's kind of just a character I made for Forsaken. Calm down. It was for Forsaken because of the custom avatar thing. It has the stuff like John Doe. Because I main John Doe, guys. Ooh, John Doe. That's all this was for. It's just using spare stuff that I bought. So, this is not a character of my own. This is Salem. I don't know a lot about this character, but I do know it from artwork. That's about it. It's just some 2000 scene core stuff. Here we have Ellen Jo, but like in her school uniform. Alright, here we go when I started making tactical stuff again, other than Dragon Ball stuff. So this is a mercenary. I didn't really give him a name. And then here you have just a buff Russian soldier dude. That's about it. There's Sonic again. But then we come back to this because I saw this cool helmet on the marketplace and I thought I'd make an avatar for it. So that's the only thing. It's just a not army trooper, but I guess you could say this is an army trooper. But based around this cool helmet. So no story there. what you're seeing before you, this is Venom Asuka. This is not an OC. I mean, I guess you could say it's an OC, but the premise of this, eye patch Asuka fused with Venom Snake. So, yeah. And we do have other forms, bro. We have the scarf version. We have the no scarf, regular fatigues. We have shirtless, because Snake does that, bro. Just calm down. I didn't do it just so I could see Asuka's chest. It's because of Snake. It's crucial to the Metal Gear lore that he takes his shirt off. And then we also have the sneaking suit, which I really like this one, man. Sneaking suit is awesome. And then we have Ground Zeroes, or Peace Walker, but mostly Ground Zeroes because I wanted to stick with the MGS5 kind of look, so I stuck with the Ground Zeroes look. And that's about it for all my outfits. Put Sonic back on. There you go. I exposed my profile. And the last one here, unveiling the emotional core of Nier music. I don't care what anyone says about Nier, but it is straight art. Dude, I love this game. You guys should play it. Not because, you know, you could play it because of 2B, but in general, it is a great artistic game. But if you are looking for a good single-player game to play Nier. Or Nier Automata, at least. You could play Replicant, but I would say that is a lot more traumatizing than Automata. And I feel like that's it. So this is my final ranking, plus the other ones that I added. That's about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this random video. I was just bored. I wanted to make a video. So if you guys enjoyed, please consider hitting that like button and that subscribe button, and comment whatever you want. I don't care what you comment, just say something. Even respond to what I said before. Go ahead, do that. Yeah, and also my new outro. What do you guys think about it? Comment down below because you're about to see it right now.
Children die. Children